I'd like to ask Councilman Jim O'Connor to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everyone would stand and place your right hand over your heart. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilman. Well, March 1st, 2025 marks 10 years since I started as your supervisor. It's hard to believe. I still remember dodging potholes on my way to town hall that first day. Back when our roads were a lot rougher. So let's take a trip, a much less bumpy one, down memory lane and celebrate what we've built together. Our story of progress wouldn't have happened without the extraordinary team beside me. I look to my colleagues on the town board, Councilman Jim O'Connor, Jorge Guadron, John Lorenzo, and Mike McElway, our town clerk, Linda Vavrica, whose office safeguards our history even as we make it, and our receiver of taxes, Andy Whitman, whose innovative approach has served our taxpayers well. 10 years ago, I dedicated myself to serving Islip, the town we're proud to call home. Let's look at what we've accomplished together over that decade. In every corner of our town, we're not just planning for tomorrow, we're building it step by step, day by day. That journey begins with fixing what needs to be fixed. First and foremost, we've taken care of the town's finances. In 2016, we were able to get the town's bond rating upgraded by Moody's to AAA with a stable outlook. We instituted a capital budget process so that we can strategically plan to address our infrastructure needs going forward. We have consistently provided a tax-compliant budget while not cutting any staff or services, and we've continued to work to deliver fair contracts working with our partners at UPSI. Financially, we've held that AAA bond rating every year. This allows us to tackle projects that would have been impossible a decade ago. We've secured millions in grant funding in that time, like the $10 million for our shellfish hatchery, investing in projects that make Islip stronger. And recently, our tax receiver's office, led by Receiver of Taxes Andy Whitman, has returned over $687,000 in interest earnings to our taxpayers through negotiated bank rates. But the true measure of our success isn't found in spreadsheets. It's written in your stories, like driving on smoother, safer roads or feeling secure during storms. 10 years ago, our streets literally were a mess with potholes everywhere. As of today, guess how many? We have filled 725,000 potholes. Along 1,280 miles of roadway, the equivalent of driving from here to Daytona Beach. Back in 2015, our annual paving budget was just $3 million. Now it's $10 million a year, leading to an investment of $90 million worth of road improvements across our town. We've also poured, no pun intended, $17.5 million much-needed dollars into flood mitigation projects. We've installed driver feedback units and solar-powered pedestrian systems that provide peace of mind to our families. These traffic calming measures have been implemented exactly where you've told us they're most needed, creating safer streets for everyone. And our town hall, 94 years old, and we're not going to pass necessary renovations on to the next generation, kicking the can down the road. We've already replaced the roof and stabilized the crumbling cupola. And presently, as everyone witnessed coming in here, it's a little less convenient, we apologize, but presently underway is the expansion of Town Hall campus. That's our most ambitious project to date. We're using ARPA funding to make it truly ADA compliant, improving accessibility to individuals of all needs, as championed by Councilman Jim O'Connor, through his efforts and work as the chairman of our Disability Advisory Board here in the town of Islip. Thank you, Jim. The annex, yes, he deserves that. The annex will also allow us to move staff out of our flood-prone basement, and it will be solar-ready, energy efficient, and have additional upgrades built to serve as a hallmark for our community. We've also transformed 401 Main Street, Town Hall West, with a beautiful new auditorium, a space worthy of the important conversations that shape our future, as well as a revitalized gymnasium for so many of our community members and groups to enjoy. These aren't just buildings, they're promises kept to our community. Now let's talk about the places we love to spend time in, our parks, beaches, and our community spaces. 10 years ago, we had many aged, sometimes unsafe playgrounds. Now we have 30 newly renovated parks across our town, plus much needed major pool renovations, as has been completed at Roberto Clemente in Brentwood and Byron Lake in Oakdale. And next up is a state-of-the-art pool at Casamento in the western end of town in West Islip and Bay Shore. Our first ever skate park that kids lobbied for is humming with energy. I'll never forget meeting with families at Roberto Clemente, and kids told me that they dreamed of a skate park. They wanted a skate park, and we made it happen together. A special thank you also to Assemblyman Phil Ramos, who helped make it possible by securing the additional grant funding that we needed from New York State. We've also added spray parks and kiddie pools at Clemente and Byron. We've built 19 pickleball courts where we've seen neighbors bond. You know, we've become the pickleball capital of Long Island, I think. But it's interesting to see the social relationships that have developed around these pickleball courts. We've also upgraded ball fields with irrigation, turfing, fencing, and dugouts in places like Bayport, Brentwood, Central Islip, East Islip, Hauppauge, Holbrook, Holtsville, Islip, Sayville, and West Islip. For our seniors, we've revamped senior centers townwide. A major renovation has taken place at Central Islip, and also new outdoor amenities at Joyce Fitzpatrick in East Islip with patios and grills, an expanded parking lot at Brentwood with retractable awning and plantings. And now, most recently, ADA compliance efforts have been done at the Ronkonkoma Center. And also, let's not forget the electronic bingo boards. They're very, very popular. Our golfers are loving the improved irrigation at the Brentwood Country Club with rounds up at all 3 courses. And our marinas, we've tackled long neglected dredging issues, completing numerous projects and bulkheading improvements at Bayshore, Browns River, East and West Islip, keeping our waterways safe for our boaters. And speaking of bringing us together, let's talk about festivals like Apple Fest, which will be celebrating its 45th year this fall, a tradition that many people cherish. And over the past 10 years, we've added new ones, including Seafest at the Bayshore Marina, Festival on the Fairway at Holbrook, and the Holiday Market at Town Hall. I'll never forget that first holiday market. It was really kind of magical. The Chamber of Commerce had a Christmas parade down Main Street, and everybody gathered around fire pits, roasting marshmallows and s'mores. It was really a special evening. These aren't just themed events. They weave the fabric of our community, giving neighbors a chance to connect and families a place to make memories. We've also partnered with Good Samaritan University Hospital to host concerts, drive-in movies, a drive-through light show, and South Shore University Hospital for flu shots for seniors and staff, and so much more. And because we ever strive to reach higher, let's look up literally to Islip's Long Island MacArthur Airport. 10 years ago, in 2015, there was just one airline, Southwest. Today, we have 5. JetBlue, yes. JetBlue, Breeze, Frontier, and Avelo They've joined Southwest Airlines, connecting us to 18 cities nonstop, serving 1,375,000 passengers last year alone. The enplanements are up 6.9%, and the deplanements are up 7.1%. So that means that more people are coming in to visit us, and I know that's very important to Discover Long Island, that has been advocating for tourism here on our great, great island, and especially coming into our airport. So we've got more people coming in than going out. And seat capacity has increased 10% over other regional airports. In fact, in 2024, Today named ISP the third best small airport in America. We're very proud of that. And so many of you who are here today that have served as advocates for the airport on our Airport Advisory Board, we really appreciate those efforts and working with the commissioner and the team there. It really has come to fruition. But this is just the beginning. An RFQ has gone out today, actually, for a possible terminal upgrade, providing train to plane connectivity. This is something that so many have advocated for so many years. And the county, on a parallel track, is soliciting interest in the Ronkonkoma South development. This is all enhanced by a $150 million infrastructure grant recently committed to by Governor Hochul from New York State to match the $50 million from the County Executive Romaine, who, by the way, has been an incredible partner, all to bring high-paying jobs in the fields of the life sciences and research, as well as a proposed hotel convention center, all with the potential of generating billions in economic impact and helping to keep our young people right here on Long Island. I'll never forget the excitement when JetBlue landed in 2024, offering nonstop flights to Florida. And starting this May, they will be flying nonstop from Islip under an hour to Boston. This is a new chapter for our airport, connecting us like never before. And soon, you can chase the Northern Lights from Islip. A Southwest Iceland Air partnership offers a seamless trip via Baltimore, our first international leap. June's a top month, so book now for the magic. But our reach doesn't stop at the skies. We've taken steps to upgrade Islip's technology landscape over the past decades. We've boosted Wi-Fi access across the town, connecting more residents than ever before. Online, our new services have made government work better. The new OpenGov portal, championed by Councilman Lorenzo, will enhance these efforts. We're also preparing to launch a revamped town website, further streamlining the way you access information. This is our second major website upgrade since I took office, and a big step in our commitment to improve the way you connect with your government. Increasing our resilience in the face of the changing landscape of security, and our information technology department has protected your sensitive information and your trust when other municipalities have faced cyber attacks. Our town clerk's office, under the leadership of Linda Vavrica, has digitized records back to 1881, preserving nearly a century and a half of our town's history, the stories of every family that has called Islip home. Thanks to streamlined operations, the clerk's office processed 737 passport applications in January alone, serving our residents while generating revenue. We've even deployed drones with light detection and ranging, LiDAR, to monitor coastal erosion, staying ahead of environmental challenges and preserving our coastal heritage for generations to come. We've also replaced our outdated 1964 animal shelter with a state-of-the-art shelter and adopt-a-pet center. And if you haven't been there to visit, there are a lot of adorable little puppies waiting to be adopted. Sensitive to the needs of our environment, we've switched to LED streetlights, 1,200 lights already saving $63,000 annually. Also, solar panels have been installed at the Blydenburg and Lincoln Avenue landfills, generating 3 megawatts of clean power. It's a powerful reminder that with creative thinking, we can transform yesterday's problems into tomorrow's solutions. Through our enhanced recycling education program, we're teaching kids at elementary schools and seniors at our centers to be the environmental stewards of tomorrow. Recently, chatting with some seniors at the Joyce Fitzpatrick Center after we added those patios and grills, they shared that it's brought them together like never before. Safety priority is up too. Our public safety department has been modernized, boosting enforcement and effectiveness by 25% and improving response times by 30%. When you need help, we get there faster and resolve issues more effectively. We've created our own Peace Officer Training Academy, graduating 7 Peace Officer Training classes, and have added 250 high-resolution cameras and license plate readers at various town facilities, issuing about 30,000 summonses, ensuring safer streets and stronger neighborhoods. Our Youth Bureau has been making a big impact in our community through programs such as our prom dress boutique, school supplies drive, and coat drive. We've also been helping residents in need through our partnership with Islip Food for Hope, with Boxes of Love, funded through the Supervisor's Thanksgiving breakfast, and other donations have brought warmth and meals to over 1,000 families in need last year, showing what's possible when public service meets private generosity. For seniors, we've streamlined tax exemptions, reaching out to ensure eligible residents get the benefits they deserve. And we've improved senior centers townwide. With our new online registration portal, signing up for recreation or events is easier than ever before. And speaking of building a stronger community, let's talk about how we're growing together economically while planning for an even brighter future here in Islip. 10 years ago, downtown struggled. Now they're thriving. In fact, our Keep Islip Thriving, the KIT program, has helped to date over 600 businesses townwide by distributing grants funded through designated ARPA funding. Through our Industrial Development Agency, we've secured over $1 million in 23 and an additional $785,000 in 2024, completing 100+ projects worth $1 billion in investment, creating or retaining 9,000 jobs. That's 9,000 families breathing easier, 9,000 reasons to believe in Islip's future. Our job search boot camp trains 50 residents and helps them secure employment opportunities annually. And through our Parks Department, every summer, we hire our town's youth, helping prepare the next generation of Islip's workforce. Our Foreign Trade Zone, the only one on Long Island, is an engine of international trade and local prosperity, growing with 3 new buildings that have added 125,000 square feet, supporting 35 businesses and representing over 4,000 employees. Bayshore's Main Street is now buzzing with restaurants and shops where vacant storefronts once stood. In fact, as a business owner himself, Councilman McElway has worked with the Bayshore community as a former member of the Restaurant Committee, and he's continuing to advocate for businesses in our town. In Central Islip, the Southwest Sewer District extension along Carlton Avenue finished last October, coming in under budget and partially supported by the $10 million New York State Downtown Revitalization Initiative. That was a competitive process working with the community and the town that we were able to secure. It is helping reshape the corridor, 94 affordable housing units, and spaces occupied by teatro, art spaces, public plazas, and the newly unveiled Central Islip History Trail connecting our past to our future. The Vesta project at the former psychiatric center on Carlton Avenue is adding medical offices, retail, and housing for special needs individuals, while the Belmont at Eastview's smart green development preserves the history of those old structures for modern needs while providing much-needed housing. And we continue to secure partnerships within the community to open even more opportunities for growth, like the recently completed Shoregate complex in downtown Bayshore. Our anchor institutions, Good Samaritan Hospital and South Shore University Hospital, both with major renovation projects underway, along with Suffolk County Community College's Brentwood campus, are driving jobs and innovation right here in our town. We're expecting future Amtrak service from Ronkonkoma to Washington, D.C. and Boston, making travel easier without fighting traffic through New York City, while giving businesses one more reason to choose Islip as their home. As our comprehensive plan, TOI 360, not just another document, but a living blueprint created by and for our community, is shaping the next decade and more with your input through public meetings and online surveys under the stewardship of our planning department. They deserve it. It's been 50 years since we've done a town comprehensive plan, and this team in the planning department was willing to take it on, so we're very grateful. We're working diligently to garner as much feedback as possible. In fact, I know Councilman Guardrone has led a grassroots canvassing effort to ensure much needed input from his district. 10 years of heart, hustle, and teamwork. That's our Islip story. It's been my privilege to serve as your supervisor since 2015, and my mission to drive a new decade of progress to our town. Now, 10 years later, we've proven what vision and action can achieve, real progress. You can see it in every corner of Islip, from brighter streets to thriving downtowns. And I'm so grateful to our colleagues on the town board, and especially our commissioners, department heads, and our incredibly dedicated town employees, and most importantly, to our residents. There are so many people today that I would like to stop and recognize that have truly been partners. I know I mentioned the county executive earlier. I've been here 10 years, and in the last year plus that County Executive Romaine has been there, it's a whole different scene, the partnership that we enjoy with the county. And here on behalf of the county is Vincent Pulio, who's the Suffolk County Clerk. Thank you, Vinny, for being here. Also, Brookhaven Supervisor Dan Panico, our partner to the east. I'd like to say he's our big brother because their town is much larger than ours, but we work together well, especially on the Supervisors Association, where all the supervisors in the county of Suffolk come together periodically to discuss, common issues and come up with common solutions. And with us too is John Lemura, who's a past supervisor of the town of Brookhaven. It's good to see you here, John. We appreciate that. On behalf of our district attorney, who is doing an incredible job, Jim Califo is here. Ray Tierney really needs to be applauded. Kevin Heavey, the undersheriff, is here on behalf of our wonderful Sheriff Errol Toulon. Thank you, Kevin. And partnerships, doing things together. Our schools have been so very supportive, and we have two of our school superintendents here today, Wanda Ortiz Rivera, who's the superintendent of Brentwood Schools, the largest district around. Thank you, Wanda. And Dr. Joseph Santamori, who is the superintendent of Connecticut Schools. So marketing the region is so important, and Discover Long Island has really done a great job. And Ed Carr and Sharon Wyman are here from Discover Long Island, along with Mitch Pally, who chairs their board. And as we all advocate for the business community, Kyle Strober, who's the Executive Director of ABLLI, the Association for Better Long Island. We appreciate all of your partnerships and working with us in the town. Thank you, Kyle. And some of our chambers are here today. I know Bruce Fabrizio from the Brentwood Chamber of Commerce. These are, they're there in our downtowns on the front line, hearing the needs of the businesses and advocating for them. And we really, really appreciate all the efforts of the chambers. And I'd also like to recognize the precinct inspector from the 3rd Precinct. He's fairly new to our precinct, but has been really very diligent, and we're looking forward to working closely with him, and that's David Regina from the 3rd Precinct. And there are so many others here who have not stopped in their advocacy for our town, and we appreciate it. I spot Jim Morgo over there. Jim, thank you for all you continue to do for our town. And really, I just can't say it enough. The love and dedication and caring you have really shows each and every day, and we really appreciate it and probably don't say it enough. So now, 10 years later, we've proven what vision and action can achieve. Real progress you can see in every corner of Islip. We're not just planning for tomorrow, we're building it together. So may God continue to bless our town, especially our veterans and all those who call Islip home. Thank you so very much.